do a little recap first. We looked at this diagram in the last lesson. We need to know how to convert between seconds, minutes, hours, days, as well as weeks and months. I prefer this diagram, but there's many ways that you can learn how to do these conversions, but you do need to know these conversions off by heart, unfortunately. All the conversions that we go through, whether it's distance conversions, converting between cooking measurements, etc., all of that needs to be learned off by heart. Okay. So just to do a quick little recap, I'm going to ask you guys to do these 4 questions for me. Just to see if we can remember what we did last time. Let me know if you need some help. Just want to scroll up quickly. Okay, so for those of you just joining, we're just looking at these 4 recap questions on time conversion. So for those that have just joined, we are busy calculating these 4 questions on our own, just as a quick recap on time conversions. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes to complete these 4 questions. Okay, can we have some answers for question 1? Converting 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 24 seconds all to seconds. What did we get as our answer? Anybody can answer for question 1? Yes, Oratilia, well done. Soleka. Just wondering where that 5 popped in at the end of your answer there. Otherwise, correct. Okay, so with question 1, we need to take each part and convert to seconds separately. So we're looking at 1 hour. We're going to convert that to seconds. So we are going from hours to seconds. So we're going to say our 1 hour times by 60 times by 60 again to give us our answer in seconds. So I'm just going to show all the working out. So I'm timesing by 60 twice. The first 60 gets me 2 minutes, then 2 seconds, plus my 13 minutes. So this time it's just from minutes to seconds. So it's just times by 60 once. And then our 24 seconds is already in seconds. So we can leave it as is. When you work out the brackets, you get 3,600 seconds plus 780 seconds plus the 24 seconds, which gives you a final answer of 4,404 seconds. Well done. Thanks to those that gave their answers. Very, very well done. Okay, converting 5,460 seconds to minutes. What do we get? Yes, nice. Loving these answers, guys. Good. Okay, so we definitely are killing it with the time conversions. We're going from seconds to minutes, so we just divide by 60. Which gives us an answer of 91 minutes, and all of us got that correct. Fantastic. Okay, converting 5 hours to seconds. What do we get for question 3? Nice. Good, fantastic. I'm loving all these answers. Okay, so 5 hours to seconds. So again, we take 5 hours times by 60. They'll give us an answer in minutes, but we want seconds. So we times by 60 again, which gives us 18,000 seconds. And then 3 days to minutes. How do we convert 3 days to minutes? What do we get? Yo, Auditila, that was quick. Well done. Nice, Ben. Yes, Fatso. Nice, Amo. Okay, so 3 days. We times by 24 because there's 24 hours in a day. So that gives us an answer in hours. We want it to minutes. So we're going to times by 60, which gives you 4,320 minutes. Nice. Okay, great. Well done, everyone. You did really, really well with this little recap exercise. Okay, so we are going to still be looking at time conversions, but we are looking at minutes and seconds specifically because this will lead us into our speed, distance, and time calculations. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 questions at a time. So we're still converting, but like I said, our focus is hours and minutes and bit of seconds. So the first question says, convert the following 8 hours and 15 minutes to hours only. So we've got 8 hours and 15 minutes and we want to answer in hours only. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to try those 3 questions for me. Let us know if you need some help.
Teacher Monique, please move up so that Luyanda can take the screenshot of the conversion table, rather diagram.
Bruh. Erase. There you go, Luyanda. Yeah, and for those of you that haven't managed to get a screenshot, now's a good time. Okay. Do we have an answer for question 1 so long? What is 8 hours and 15 minutes in hours only? Yes, Kabo, yes. Ben. Carlo, yes. Because it's going to be some decimals, Oratile. So we've got 8 full hours, and then we've got a little bit of the next hour. Okay, so let's have a quick look at question 1, just to make sure that we're all on the right track. So I want to convert 8 hours and 15 minutes to hours. The 8 is already in hours, okay? So it's 8 plus, and then we've got 15 minutes. So we need to convert the minutes to hours. So we divide the 15 by 60. So that's going to give me 8 full hours plus 0.25 hours. When you take that 15 divided by 60, you get 0.25. So that is 8.25 hours. Okay, so just like we discussed last week, it's not going to be 8.15 hours. Just like 8.25 hours is not 8 hours and 25 minutes. As we can see, that 0.25 represents 15 minutes. Okay, so it's really important that we know this, especially for speed, distance, and time calculations. Okay, good. Oratile, I'm glad you figured it out. Okay, do we have an answer for question 2? 3 hours and 47 minutes, 2 hours. So same method, same calculation. We're converting our minutes part to hours. Here's Cabo. Carlo, yes. Ben, I don't know if that was a typo. Close. There we go. Okay, again, we've got 3 whole hours. So I'm going to take my 3 and I'm going to add. I'm going to take my 47 minutes, convert that to hours. So I divide by 60. So that becomes 3.78. The bracket gives you 0.78. I've just skipped that step. And again, that does not mean it's 3 hours and 78 minutes. Okay, that's now converted all into hours. Nice, Amor. Good. All right, and question 3. So now we are breaking it up. We've got 16.7 hours, and now I want it in hours and minutes. Do we have any answers for this one? So now we're doing the opposite, taking our hours and breaking up into hours and minutes. Any takers? Or are we still busy? Okay, so let's have a look at question 3. We've got 16,7 hours. We want that to be converted into hours and minutes. So we can see that we've got 16 full hours. So I'm going to leave the 16 hours as is. However, if I take the 16 hours out of that, I am left with 0,7 hours. But it's not a full hour. So I want to know what that 0,7, that little bit, is in minutes. So I'm going to take the hours, convert it to minutes. To do that, I times by 60 because I'm going from hours to minutes. So that becomes 16 hours and 42 minutes. Nice, Ben. I see you got that. Well done. Okay. So just quickly, because it's 16,7, we can see that it is 16 full hours, but we have a little bit of another hour, but it's not a full hour. So we take the 16 out of it, which leaves you with 0,7 hours. We then convert that to minutes and we get 42 minutes. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If not, let me know in the chat. If you're feeling good, we're going to look at the next 3. Let's see how these go. Okay, going to give you 1 more minute to try to finish as much as you can of question 4, 5, and 6. Okay, guys, what is our answer for question 4? 16,7 hours to minutes. It's like, guys, we're all waiting for that. Fantastic. Loving these answers. Okay, great. So nice, easy one. Hours to minutes. So we just times by 60, and that gives us 1,002 minutes, which you all did really well. Question 5, 456 minutes to hours. See, I've got some of the answers already. Oh, you guys had these all lined up already. Amazing. Okay, cool. So nice, easy one again. Just straightforward, minutes to hours. So we divide by 60, which gives us 7,6 hours. Cool. Now, question 6, 546 minutes to hours and minutes. Okay, so the Carlo, you have to say like 7 hours, 36 minutes, because that looks like it's all just hours perhaps, or minutes. Good, well done. Okay, so we have our 7,6 hours. We got that from the previous question. We have 7 full hours here. We then take the remainder, which is 0,6 hours. We times by 60 to get it into minutes. So that becomes 7 hours, 36 minutes. Well done, everyone. Okay, so how are we feeling about time conversions? Do we feel confident? Ready to take on the next thing, which is speed, distance, and time calculations? Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up, a smiley face. I feel like your answers are quicker than your smiley faces, guys. There we go. They're all coming in now. Okay, fantastic. So like I said, it's never going to be a huge 20-mark question in an exam having to do time conversions. Likewise with speed, distance, and time. It's a very common question, but it's like a 3 to 4 mark question, and it normally falls into like a map work type question, but they are quite popular, but never a big 20-mark question in your exam. So with speed, distance, time, for the most part, they do give you the calculation or the formula in the exam, but sometimes they can give you the incorrect formula. And that's not a typo or anything, that's just something that they do to make the question seem a bit more harder. So they might be asking you to please work out distance in the question, and they might give you the time formula. So you need to either know how to manipulate the formula to get it so that you can work out distance, or you must just know these formulas off by heart, because sometimes they can give you the incorrect one to try confuse you. Okay, so just keep that in mind, but safe bet is just to know them off by heart. Okay. So if you, maybe a little trick, just remember the format of this triangle. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm trying to work out distance. This line between S and T basically represents a time sign. So distance equals speed times time. Whereas if we're looking at working out time, distance is over speed. So it becomes time is equal to distance over speed. Likewise, working out speed, you can see distances over time. So to work out speed, you say distance divided by time. So if you can just remember the triangle and then know when you're dividing, when you times in, that makes it a lot easier for you. Okay, so let's try a work example together. I don't know if you guys want to quickly take a screenshot or if you have these formulas already. Okay, so let's have a look at a question together quickly. Maxwell is a bus driver that needs to take a group of soccer players to their soccer game in the neighboring province. Maxwell picked up the players at 9:15, and Maxwell said the trip took him 1 hour and 18 minutes. Okay, question A. What time did the soccer team arrive for their soccer match? Okay, so this isn't related to speed, distance, time yet. We just want to work out what time did the team arrive for their soccer match. So this is a nice revision question from the last lesson we had. Okay, so we can use our calculators for this. We know that Maxwell picked them up at 9:15, took them 1 hour and 18 minutes. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to quickly work that out for me. What time did they arrive for their soccer match? Fantastic. Loving these answers coming through. So they arrived at 10:33 in the morning. You can say AM, don't really need to specify because, yeah, we can see it's in the morning. Now, question B, calculate Maxwell's average speed if the total distance traveled is 102.5 kilometers. Okay, so when doing these calculations, it's always helpful to write down what you have and what are you working out. So we always have distance, speed, time. Distance was given to us. We have a distance of 102.5 kilometers. Time is in the beginning of the question, 1 hour, 18 minutes. And they have asked us to calculate the average speed. So speed is what we are working out. Okay, so important thing to remember with speed, distance, and time, I'm going to actually write it up here. When we're working with these calculations, our distance always needs to be in kilometers. So if it's given to us in meters or centimeters, it needs to be converted back to kilometers. Okay, speed is measured in kilometers per hour, and our time needs to be in hours only. So if you've been given a time with hours and minutes, you need to convert the minutes into hours. Okay, so as you can see, speed is a combination of our distance and our time, kilometers per hour. So it's important to remember that it always needs to be in those units before we put them into these formulas. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's have a look. Can you see that our time needs to be converted to hours only? So I'm going to give you guys a minute to quickly work out what the time is in hours for me, please. Okay, what's our time in hours? One hour and 18 minutes in hours is Well, let's check quickly the working out. Okay, cool. Loving these answers coming through. Okay, so we have 1 full hour. We're taking our 80 minutes and we divide by 60, which gives us 1 hour plus 0.3. So in total, our time is 1.3 hours. How does that make sense? Rest of you, good, well done. Thanks for those answers, guys. Okay, so distance is in kilometers, check. Time is now all in hours, check. So now we can actually put it into our formula. So remember, speed is equal to distance over time. So now we just substitute into our formula. So it's 102.5 kilometers over 1.3. And that gives you a speed of 78.85 kilometers per hour. So don't forget the unit in your final answer. Always 2 decimal places as per normal, unless they ask you to round to the nearest kilometers per hour or nearest 10, for example. Oh, okay, I can see a lot of you gave me the answer already. Well done. Oratile, just check decimals there. Otherwise, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. If not, I'm going to ask you guys to do question 1 for me. Try this one by yourselves. Michaela travels 245 kilometers in 2.25 hours. What was her average speed? So if it's helpful, remember to write down what you have and check that it's in the correct unit. I've given you a hint on the screen with the time if you weren't sure. Hey, do we have an answer for number 1? Let's see them in the chat. Yes, Ben, Suleka, and Khabo, just check rounding. Okay, so Firstly, you need to convert time to hours only. So it's 2 hours plus 15 minutes divided by 60, which gives you a time of 2.25 hours. Okay, now that we've got time in hours only, we can put it into the formula. Speed is equal to distance over time. Distance is 245 over 2.25 hours, which gives you an answer of 108.888. Rounding to 2 decimal places is 108.89 kilometers per hour. Okay, so rounding to 2 decimal places. Yay. Awesome, guys. Well done. Let's try another one. Mark has to drive 25 kilometers to a rugby match within 20 minutes. What average speed should he drive at? So again, the key things to look out for, we've got distance, we've got some time, and they've asked us to work out speed yet again. Okay, I'm going to give you guys some time to figure that out by yourselves quickly. Let me know if you need some help. Yes, so please do turn the minutes into hours. So it's not going to be 1 full hour, so it should be 0, something once you convert it to hours. Also remember to try and keep as many decimal places while you're doing your calculation. Only at the end do you round off to 2 decimal places. Try and keep at least 5 decimal places if it's a really long number. Okay, let's see those answers. Just a reminder to try and keep as many decimal places as possible. So with our time, 20 minutes divided by 60 gives you 0.33, at least 5 decimal places. So when you're working out, it's going to be 25 over. Which, well done. Those of you that kept your decimal places in your working out will see that it gives you exactly 75 kilometers per hour. If at all possible, try and keep that 0, recurring 3 in your calculator and say 25 divided by answer, so you can get the most accurate answer there. Okay, so if you just kept it to 0.33, you probably did get decimals in your answer. Okay, so remember, only round at the end. Okay, good stuff, guys. Well done. Right, let's try another one. This time they're not asking for speed. Mr. Murray is driving to Hermanus from Johannesburg. The actual distance of the trip is 1,415 kilometers. Calculate how long it took Mr. Murray to get to his destination if he traveled at an average speed of 118 kilometers per hour. Give your answer in hours and minutes and round to the nearest minute. Okay, so the key points is our distance. We've got a speed, and we want to know the time, how long it took Mr. Murray to get to Hermanus. So we've got our distance, speed, time. Time is not working out this time around. Distance is 1,415 kilometers. Speed is 118. Time is equal to distance over speed. I'm going to let you guys do the rest and try the conversion at the end to get it to hours and minutes, please. Hey, do we have an answer? How many hours and minutes did it take Mr. Murray to get to Hermanus? So our distance was 1,415 over 118, which gave us 11,9915 hours. I'm keeping my decimals. Any takers? How do we convert this to hours and minutes? Okay, I think this was a tricky one then. We've got 11 full hours. Okay, the remainder is 0,9915 hours, converting it back to minutes. So we times by 60, which gives us, so 11 hours was 59,4915 minutes. So the question asked us to round to the nearest minute. So as we can see, there's a 4 there. So the nearest minute is 59 minutes. So really, really close to it being 12 hours. Okay, so looking at the nearest minute would be the 9. Looking to the right is a 4, so it stays the same as 59 minutes. Okay, was that a bit of a tricky one? Okay, so that one there was a lot to unpack in that, because firstly you had to get your answer, then get it to hours and minutes, as well as round to the nearest minute. Okay, but does it make more sense now? So if I saw, since you answered there. Okay, so it was the same conversion that we did earlier. Take the full hours out and the remainder we convert to minutes. Okay, good. I'm glad it makes more sense now. Awesome. Okay, but again, guys, if a question like this does confuse you, at the end of the day, you could have at least gotten to this point, which will still get you like half your marks. Okay, so don't just give up. At least show working out until, yeah, you get, but always try answer it if you can. Okay, but I mean, you can still get at least 2 out of 4 marks here with what you do know. Okay. All right, then I think last question for tonight, 4A and 4B. When hiking, Nick and Umzo can walk about 4 kilometers in an hour. 4A, how long will it take them to walk 18 kilometers? Okay, so they've given us some information in the beginning here. They can walk 4 kilometers in an hour. They've asked how long, so that's time. Will it take them to walk 18 kilometers? That's our distance. So let's just set up what we have and what we don't have. So because of how long will it take them, we know that we are trying to work out time. Distance is 18 kilometers. And I know it was worded very differently, but 4 kilometers in an hour is our speed. 4 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to quickly work out the time for me there. How long will it take them to walk 18 kilometers? You can leave your answer in hours only. Okay, share your answer once you got it. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so that ended up being 18 over 4, which gives you 4,5 hours. Well done, everybody. I'm going to end on a good note, it looks like it. Okay, 4B, how far did they walk if it took them 6.5 hours to complete the hike? How far did they walk? So how far means distance. We've got a time of 6.5 hours. So for question B, we're working out the distance. We have the same speed again, and we have time. I'm going to leave that to you as well. Remember, time needs to be in hours only. Loving the confidence, Leander.
Yeah, it's definitely the self-confidence for me.
So what is our time in hours only? So not the answer. What is the time in hours only? What did you guys get? Good, awesome, fantastic. Now you can just substitute that in. So 6.5 hours, 6,5 hours. Distance is a slightly different formula. It's speed times time. And what did you guys get when you did that? Fantastic. Knew we were going to end on a good note. So that's 4 times by 6,5. which gives you 26 kilometers. So now we've at least had one question working out each of them, distance, speed, and time. Okay, guys, besides that long one where the time conversion confuses, how do we feel about these calculations? It is important that we do feel confident because, like I said, it is a very common question, but it's never more than like 4 or 5 marks in an exam. But you do get at least one of these in your paper too. Good. Everyone feeling good? Okay. All right. Well done, guys. You did really, really well tonight. I'm very, very impressed with you. And like I said, your basics are really proving to be excellent. So that's a good thing. Kia has posted the PACE poll. Please will you quickly answer that for us? Let us know how the lesson was. So Wednesday is going to be the last lesson for this course. Okay, so the last lesson on basic calculations and stuff we should really, really have down in grade 12. And next week will be the start of term 3 work. Okay, so on Wednesday, we'll look at a bit more of these calculations as well as more conversions and cooking conversions, etc. Just the conversions we should know off by heart. But thanks so much for joining us tonight, guys. I'm so proud of you for joining in the holidays. Hope you have a fantastic Monday evening.